When people take their first loss, maybe the first big loss, and they tend to worry a lot for when they do the future trades. So what kind of mindset you recommend, and what are the things they can do to help them to kind of ease this kind of mindset?
So sort of like the dog analogy, which was actually from Mark Douglas's book. I'm not trying to steal that story, but it's a good analysis. He's a good trader. You guys can check him out. You're afraid of the dogs, and you're the parent, right? And you want to get your kid a dog. Well, you can't just go buy a dog. You have to slowly introduce them to animals, right? Maybe you're like, oh, my kid's not afraid of cats yet. Let's like introduce him to a cat. The kid now realizes like, oh, anything that's not a human isn't trying to hurt me. So then you introduce to a cat, and then you introduce to a small dog, and then they get comfortable with the small dog, and then you can get a bigger dog. And now they're not afraid of dogs anymore. They're aware that most animals don't really want to hurt them. So similar to the trading world is if you take that big loss, you know, step back, place a trade at a small enough size that it doesn't matter to you. If that's a $10 loss and you're only gonna make $20, look at the process. Okay. Don't look at the dollar outcome. Trading is all about the process. So if you're like internalizing fear of putting on a trade because of what you had lost in the past, cut it back. Right? You were probably trading with too much to begin with, and you learned a very hard but valuable lesson.
Yes,
so to get around that hurdle, you have to just pull that back a little bit. And even the professionals at like high levels do this, you know, they'll take $250,000, $500,000, multi-million-dollar losses. And even some of them take those back to back, and they have to back it off. They can't be risking that much money in that mindset. So don't sort of put yourself out and think you're a bad person or a bad trader when you have to size down. It's what you have to do to kind of mentally scrub yourself clean and get back on track.